regular season game on Rogers TV as the league champions SC Toronto look to continue their reign against the York Region Shooters at Lamport Stadium in downtown Toronto.
Newer players, a few reserves coming in for this game as we see Alain Badat and Jean-Louis Peruzza in the game tonight.
Well, we can see that SC Toronto wants to try out those other players so they can get some game action. So come playoff time, if need be, they're ready.
So as we're underway here this evening, ball along the far sideline, drop back, Brennan McNichol, back to the back line, Andrea Lombardo playing in a defensive position to start out this game. And the ball sent all the way down the far sideline, and it stays in as the far corner flag has been knocked over by the wind. A very windy evening here. Day started out okay. The wind and rain rolled in around 5:30 earlier this evening. And as we see a player fall down on the ground, and Hallis turns the ball over for SC Toronto, looking to cross, and ball went out of play, so York Region Shooters will have their first tap at possession of the ball. Goaltender Camilo Benzi for the Shooters will play the goal kick. And the ball is played to his back line. Ball along the back, it's Marcello Capazzolo. Now far sideline, into the middle is Chris Turner. Turner chips the ball forward. Ball's still loose, or it's along the shooter's feet, that is. Fitzroy Christie for the Shooters into Turner. Turner battling two SC Toronto players, turns the ball over briefly and retrieves it. Now Mario Arastano. Ball set to the near sideline. SC Toronto will play it out of play. Toronto will take it back. Ryan Dumay. Now Marcello Capazzolo. A long ball. It hung in the air with the wind blowing south. Ball played loose, and a shot. And there were a secondary body that was Katie and Leckie looking for a redirection. Couldn't get a foot on it, but Scott Cliff just was very lucky there. Cliff to the ball and will play it in for a goal kick. But what an opportunity for York Region Shooters to start off with a lead 3 minutes into the game. But it's still at 0-0 right now as Scott Cliff will play the ball forward. Makes the ball up to center field. York Region will take over. Ball touched by SC Toronto. Now Casey DeMello. Ball get knocked loose. And Ennio, a great opportunity there for York Region right off the bat, and Scott Cliff got lucky.
Well, a lot of times you got to be lucky to be good. Scott Cliff started off on the right foot. And a lot of times when you start missing those beginning opportunities, it comes back to haunt you at the end of the game.
And now Massimo Mirabelli. He turns the ball over. It's Turner for York Region. Dumet. Back to Capazzolo. And ball into the middle now. Turn back over for SC Toronto. Ball played near sideline. Casey DeMello into the middle, still on the near sideline is Massimo Mirabelli. Gets it to Whiteman, back to Mirabelli. A nice tackle by Capazzolo. He could have been away to the races. Now York Region along the back line, playing it into the middle to Turner. At center field now. To the near sideline to Dumet. Dumet crosses the ball, but the wind carried that one. As Turner takes it back over, his shot goes way wide.
It looks like some of the shots that are going to be taken tonight, if they may be going wide, they may be going on goal. If they're going on goal, they may be going wide. Just walking from the press box downstairs here to the actual broadcast booth here, the pitch is completely drenched, so it's obvious it's going to play a major factor in tonight's game. The footing conditions will be very difficult at times, so short passes will probably be the name of the game tonight. Keep it close, keep it tight, and hopefully you'll get a good bounce.
Casey DeMello for SC Toronto turns the ball over to York Region. Turner, or it's actually Dumet, played the ball into the middle. Now Turner, back to the back line to Capozzolo. Now into the back middle. Ball played into Turner at midfield. Oh, nice block. And Alessandro Hallis has an opportunity. Can't take advantage of it, and the ball's hit back to Camilo Benzi.
You got to be careful tonight when you do push the ball back to the keeper, because if it's pushed maybe a little bit too hard, you can find it in the back of your net.
Well, this wind is very strong here. We're seeing balls going the north direction. That is where York Region shooters are shooting against Scott Cliff. The balls are not, they're holding up in the air and not getting the distance. Whereas SC Toronto, they're going to get extra boots in the first half.
Absolutely.
Benzi will come out and play the ball, and will play it to his defender. Ball played near sideline, and Dumet couldn't get an opportunity. The ball's knocked away.
From what I've seen so far in the first 6 minutes here, it looks like the shooters are definitely coming out. SC Toronto's a little more tentative, but mind you, on the other hand, when you've already wrapped up first place, you can do that. On the other hand, the shooters definitely want to come out tonight and see if they can steal those 3 points on the road.
Well, SC Toronto, despite being number one in the league, they still are playing their offensive formation of 4-3-3.
Well, on the other hand, yes, it's obvious they want to do that because they don't want to leave or give the York Region shooters that satisfaction of maybe walking out of here with some points. The playoffs start in a week, and then as we get into the second round and further into the playoffs, if they do meet, they're going to remember that 2 weeks before they met and they got a positive result. So you never want to leave that, especially at the end of the season when the points are not valuable to SC Toronto, but just the other team knowing that they beat the first overall team is definitely a confidence booster. Nice shot, but wide to the net.
Well, like you were saying, if a player's trying to put a ball on goal, it's likely to go wide, and if they're trying to put it wide, it could very much end up towards the goal. So taking advantage of that, or trying different types of shots here?
When the wind is a major factor like it is tonight, when the ground is as wet as it is tonight, even though we are playing on turf, you're going to try to get every imaginable advantage as you can. So if you take a shot, maybe a bad bounce, the goalie slips, and it's in the back of the net. So as they always say in hockey as well, shoot to the net, you're going to be lucky, you're going to be successful. Soccer's no different, especially on an evening like tonight.
Well, Wayne Gretzky said you don't score 100% of the shots you don't take. And he's exactly right, and it goes for hockey and it goes for soccer as well. As the ball is tried to set far to the near sideline to Casey DeMello, and the wind just collected that one. As DeMello retrieves the ball now on the near sideline at midfield. Plays it in for David Guzman. He can't hold on. It's turned back over by the York Region shooters. Ball is played up, looking for Jason DeTomasis. And the ball is out of play, and Casey DeMello will play it in for SC Toronto.
You know, Jason DeTomasis of the shooters, he's always an offensive force. He's one of those players you can't leave loose because he can bury it at any given opportunity.
The ball is played out by Casey DeMello, or it was actually, I believe it was played out. And York Region will have a throw in here. They have a good opportunity for a throw. This is